Chad, baby, how are you guys doing this beautiful Friday afternoon? It is the penultimate round of the week. All roads coming in. The volume definitely seems to be coming in nice and hot. As you guys can see, I got Mr. Big Man Ed next to me today. Ed, how you doing today, brother?
What's up, Chad? Doing good. How you doing, brother?
I can't complain. Chad, we have a lot of volume on these markets. If we cannot catch something today, then you know what, hey, I don't know. But markets are definitely looking good for a nice, beautiful trade here today. So we're going to see what we can get ourselves into. So Chad, don't go anywhere. But before we get into any of that good stuff, as always, we're going to open this trading session up with a prayer. And I'm going to give over to my big man, Eski, to open us up there, brother.
All right, boys and girls, let's bow our heads off in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for granting us another day, another opportunity to get into these markets. Please be with us, be in our hearts, be in our minds, guide our hands so that we can do this in a way that glorifies you. Let us not give into the spirit of greed. Let us not give into the spirit of fear, but rather submit to the spirit of your Holy Spirit. So guide us to make the right decision on this Friday and enter the weekend in a way where our hearts are light and happy and we are enjoying the result of the fruits of our labor. We ask this in your name, we pray. Amen.
There we go. Beautiful stuff, Chad. If you guys are in agreement, you can drop an amen there in the chat. We are about to get things going, yeah. So very, very excited to see what we can get ourselves into now on the markets. But Chad, without further ado, let's see what is happening. I love seeing all the amens coming through. Then you know he is here and present with us. But Chad, let's get into it and start breaking down these markets. We're not really going to do a fundamental chat. There just isn't really much on the markets anyway for us to talk about. So we're just going to get right into the charts. Starting off here with the dollar, guys. Now you guys know I said to you I am bearish. And we were going to see this move come again, targeting the lows, and that is very, very simply what we have been seeing. If we go over to the 15 minute, you guys are going to remember I said to you, if we held Asia lows, if we even traded bullish, the last chance would have been the EQ daily pivot, otherwise rejecting and trading bearish the whole day. With the idea at this previous daily low, we could get a little bit of rejection, like we have, and then from now, we just want to see that continuation carry on to the downside. Going over to the indices, there's a massive sell-off there. So again, that is, for those that don't know, make sure you're in the Discord, our news terminal, catching it on the money. The announcement of obviously tariffs with the euro being difficult. So seeing that big sell-off come there. We spoke about this morning for you guys. So if you remember in the session, what did I say to you? Good chance we wanted to see pullback, especially once we had Asia highs. Get under Asia, the daily pivot EQ, hold in there, and then the move continuing to the downside. That's exactly what we got off there, trading all the way back down. So the big thing you're going to take note of is, remember I said US 30 leading the mark. NASDAQ is where you can still get your chances to get in as this goes bearish for the gap fill. US 30, we spoke to you guys about it. We said it was going to go for that gap fill, and there it is, gone for the gap. Big thing is now you want to see what is it going to do over here. Does it hold this level as a daily key level, and do we see that move start to turn around? Because when we look at the 15, for those guys, that was a trade this morning you all saw when I was on stream, playing off, and then went straight down to TP, smacked, and then there went the gap fill very, very nicely after that. So very, very nicely managed, but running nice and smoothly. Now again, we all know once it broke there, if we can hold here, you had the test of that daily support coming back up. If this does test here, I've set alerts now for me at the yearly pivot, because I do want to take note that this thing could then get an idea of coming back up for the retest of that yearly pivot before we continue that bearish momentum, or otherwise we break back above and hold support on that yearly pivot. So just want to keep my eyes locked for that one. And then lastly, with gold, ladies and gents, let's have a look here. Gold, we are very, very much bullish now. Very simple. You'll see I've got this level of support here. Now why do I have this here? Because if you look to the side here with me, you'll see this is massive areas we've had of rejection. So we can see this is either where gold is now going to reject and have a little bit of pullback, or it is going to blast through, and our next area is probably going to be around 33, 70, 78, almost 80. So we want to keep our eyes locked for that. Going over here, you can see it is starting to show a little bit of rejection here. So two things we want to monitor here. But if you guys remember, there was a video with Linda Ratcliffe where she talks about buying the first pullback. So Do you consider this the pullback? Is that the pullback after the explosion? We're going to have to see in a little bit. But definitely markets are still here to play, nothing to run away from. But we are to say, if this is the level, do we reject off of it? And does that confirm that little bit of a rejection zone? And then are we going to have that pullback to at least daily R1 before we continue that bullish momentum? So very, very interesting stuff. I think a lot of volume still coming here, so don't go anywhere. But Chad, that is everything from my side. Ed, over to you, brother.
All right, Chad. As for me, I am an investor in gold, holding in those long positions from last week, Friday. Still, we are going for 3,500. So right now, still very bullish on gold. We had a nice little explosive movement this morning. A little bit of consolidation between previous daily high and a daily R1 blasted through that. So what we can realistically expect for the rest of session today is at some point, we're probably going to go for this daily R2. We might pull back for a little bit of a retest for the daily R1 before that, but I am expecting bullish continuations for the rest of the session. It just depends on where are we going to catch those. This is quite a one-way traffic movement, so at some point a little bit of a pullback would be expected, which is why I would prefer a retest of the daily R1 before we continue on this bullish run, but I am anticipating more bullish price action on gold overall. Looking at US 30, we had been wanting that gap fill since Tuesday, I believe it was, and yeah, since Monday, Tuesday, we finally got that gap fill today, past that yearly pivot level. So on here, we're bouncing right off that daily S3, haven't quite tested the weekly S2 as yet, but we did trend a little bit bullish, retest the daily S2. I am anticipating a continuation of the bears today. So again, I'm looking for a continuation of that bearish move on US 30. We might do a pullback, maybe retest the weekly pivot before continuing that bearish move, but I am still overall bearish on indices. US 30, NAS, very similar outcome, very similar price action, so I'm anticipating much the same on there. It just left to be seen where we can catch it. I would be a little bit more comfortable with the sells if we can go back and test daily S2, maybe even the weekly pivot before continuing the bearish price action. Then we know enough liquidity has been sought after to bolster that move. So we're going to see now what happens at the open. I'm hoping for a bullish run before the bearish continuation. So just left to be seen where we're going to catch price, but that is my plan for today.
There we go, Chad. So let's see what's going to happen. We have obviously got some time to go before we get into the market. It's 9 minutes, so we're going to see what comes into play there for us. So let's just see what is happening over here, Chad. Let's see, what can we find? All right. So two potential options. Yeah. Now the thing for me, guys, is also I'm at where I don't even know if honestly I want to take another trade. Obviously, this was a great trade for us. Nice 3.4R trade. So very, very nice trade. I just don't know if I want to get involved in this. Yes, you already did a massive thing. I think a lot of guys have had massive moves. Guys that held it. But looking at that and also the gold, it's just. Yeah, you don't want to force things unnecessarily, guys. I always thought you guys are being greedy. So we're going to see what the markets give us. If there's something we literally can't say no to, then we will be there. But yeah, don't want to force anything. Then just to show you guys as well, I 2000 catching that sell. But as you said, team, we've been working on the 1 minute. And look at that, the 1 minute catching everything. 1 minute actually taking the same sell as me just a little bit later. Caught the sell over there just before the drop off, so had your TPs there, big drop off, and then had the second sell, literally no drawdown at all the way down to TP, and then another little sell that gave the I think that was a bit greedy now, 3 in a row, but still hit the TP1 before having this break even point. So yeah, definitely coming into play very, very nicely. Gold, I know there was a lot going on. What did it do? There we go. So it actually gave the first buy attempt very early, took the stop over there, and then second took the buy, and running nice and comfortable. So markets are definitely looking good today. Rick, how does one get selected as a winner in this competition? You have to purchase an account using VF15.
Yes, sir. Names are going to go into a drawer. Winner will be announced beginning of next month. I2K printing a sell on US 30 on the 1 hour.
Hey.
That's interesting.
Haven't been here much last week, but keys is I2K better now. We can use the 1 minute. Last I heard, we should stay off the 1 minute. You can use it, but not completely. We're actually gonna have the new update going out to everyone very, very soon.
Are we still calling that the Iron 1000?
I think some guys are definitely, but we're gonna see.
The 5 minute would have caught those cells beautifully.
So markets, yeah, definitely gonna be very, very interesting today, guys.
No man, it's a good vibe. I'm just hoping this isn't a question where the sneaky puff adder came early and then we're gonna have a dead market for the rest of session, because that was a lot of volume just now. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Because also, was that tweet inspired? What caused that actually? Because it was at 1:30.
Let's show you guys here, because people. You don't need a routers terminal and all these things, guys. You just have to join the 2G's Discord.
Hey, let's go.
So if you guys join the 2G's Discord, we're going to go show you guys exactly where it was. So US 30, you guys can see here the sell coming in at 140. There you guys can have a look here. In the news feed at 145, breaking Trump, the EU has been very difficult to deal with, recommending a 50% tariff on the European Union. And obviously all of that going into depth over there. So
there
literally
we go.
5 minutes after the fact, you were updated with that. So if you were here on the 5, again, you would have had exact explanations for where this was coming into play.
There we go. Look at that, Chad.
Same thing with gold. Gold, you actually would have caught that news, and then yeah, very, very nice. Trump post, yeah, we already have it there, my brother. All right, so
Chad, you ain't paying $5,000 a month for all this. That's in the free section, I believe, eh?
in the free section.
In the free section, Chad. Come on. I ain't about tooting our own horn, but come on. Give the boys some flowers.
Chad, we say this every time. We always say to you guys, there is a lot we're doing behind the scenes. We're not just saying it. We really are working on a lot behind the scenes.
All we ask is for a like and a sub. On the road to 18K. Come on. Help the team out there.
Let's see.
Bram is in the description of the video, my good man. And if you go exclamation Discord, I believe it'll also pop up. Ah, Rooks, always prepared. There you go, brother. There you go.
Why is everything so slow? Now, guys, nearly at the 17.6 mark.
Hey. And Chad, you see Bitcoin took a little bit of a spiky over the last few days, but all the other cryptos haven't done a little bit of a jump yet. Might be time to get in there before the sneaky puff adder gets you.
Hey, Ed giving you guys some crypto advice here.
I've been dabbling. I've been researching.
We're going to be calling him Crypto Ed.
Hey. Yeah, I swing now. I hold them stocks. I ain't saying my gold position's gonna buy me an 86, but I am saying Daddy gonna buy himself some new stuff when I hits TP.
Hey, we love it. Already in Ed, hey. The guys aren't sleeping there.
Hey, Mr. Nobody knows what's up.
The boys are not sleeping. Let's see here, Chad. Few seconds till markets are open. And there's a Chad. Markets open round 10. And ding, 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 ding. Fight.
Round 1. Fight.
Lovely. Let's see what's gonna happen here today.
What you doing on NASDAQ, Cam? Go look at the analysis, my brother. Go back. If you're late, I can't help you miss the analysis.
Brent, what's your current problem, my G? Are you over trading? Are you fearful? Like, what's the issue?
Alright, so US study, as I said for you guys, I want to see what's going to happen back at that yearly pivot. If we can get back there, I'm game for that.
What do you say, yearly pivot?
Yebo.
And do you want to sell from there, or?
We'll see what it does, if it rejects or not.
Okay. I can get behind that plan. Yes. Volume looks promising.
Come on, Goldilocks, what are you doing?
I would love a little pullback on gold. Let me stack some more positions on there.
Oh, Goldilocks.
Brent, this is gonna sound like terrible advice, but you know what helped me get over the fearful part of trading was blowing a few accounts, actually, which sounds counterintuitive, but like after the worst possible thing that could happen has happened a few times, you stop caring.
Not the worst advice.
Right? It's weird, but it works. Because there was a point where like I hadn't blown an account ever, and the fear of blowing an account was like ever there, and like there was one account in particular I danced a death spiral with this thing for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I just blown it in month 1 and started over month 2, I would have been in a much better position instead of like desperately trying to hold on to this thing.
Yeah.
And eventually you do that a few times, you're like, I actually don't care if I blow this thing. Like, I could enter a trade, set my limits, and immediately be like, okay, I'm going out to dinner. I'll check on this when the alarm goes off. I don't care. The only reason I'm swinging gold right now is honestly because I entered gold that Friday, just before we signed off, and I forgot about it until the market closed. That's the only reason I'm swinging it. I genuinely forgot I was in the trade. And then I realized like that night, I was like, oh shit, like how did I actually go? I was like, I'm in profits, but I couldn't close it because like market had closed. And then come Monday, I'm like, oh, it really went into profits. I'm just going to set stop loss at break even. I'm going to hold this thing. Now, I'm not saying waste money and blow accounts on purpose. I'm just saying maybe get over the fear of the worst thing happening.
I say, I'm not encouraging it, but again, not the worst advice. Like, we're supposed to have a newsfeed section in the Discord group because the newsfeed that I have hasn't had updates since 2024. Just checking, am I missing something? Gareth, I think you look in the newsfeed in Project G, the other newsfeed area. Just message in the chat. The guys can help you. I think some of the guys also did have issues, and then they just fixed it. So just message there in the chat. See if some of the guys can help you.
Oh yeah, there's the Project G one. No, there's the one higher up. Under Forex Factory News.
Ed, how many is a few? Asking for a friend.
Sure, how many have I blown? It's not that many. 1, 2, 3.
This is the part where it's like, hey, do you
think-
boys really want to know?
I think I've only blown like 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, somewhere there. It's not that many.
Yeah, no, that's not that bad.
That's not that many. I remember the first 100K account I blew. That was that hurt my heart. Fuck, that was so. And you know what? Funny enough, it was after I blew the 100K. I'm like, oh, the world didn't end. I'm fine. We go again. Is 27 a lot? It's all relative. It's all relative, my guy. You're fine. It's okay. As Bonang would ask, are you making money? If you're making money, it's fine. Hey Chad, doesn't matter how you get there. As long as you're profitable at the end of all that bullshit, it was all worth it.
Let's see, Chad. What is there?
Oh yeah, come on, gold. Give us a little entry there. Kyle, randomly at gym, man. Good friend of mine, who I'm actually seeing tomorrow. Was like, hey, I started doing this whole trading thing. The upside potential is so awesome, money wise. You should get into it. And I was like, oh, okay, I've heard of this thing. Let me try. Did I not know the stress I was inviting into my life when I decided to do that? That was literally one random conversation with a friend, and that turned into the next. How long has it been now? 2 and a bit years of my life? Neil, I am on very powerful painkillers right now. I feel good. I feel very good. What's this about? What's up?
Yeah, Rix, I'm just deleting it. Yeah.
Huh? The scammer scamming live. Blind.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Whenever guys send links and things like that, I'm always like, hey, what are you doing here?
Listen, 50 cal. If you had asked me that question maybe 3-4 months ago, and like, listen, if you had that conversation over, would you have gotten into trading? I'd have probably said no. I'd be like, holy crap, the stress has been intense. But I think, and now I'm like, okay. It's looking worth it. It's looking worth it. It's fine. I'll keep trucking along. Before that, I was a full-time strength and conditioning coach. Now I do that part-time. Come on, just a little bit more.
Hey, do you wish that conversation never happened?
Hey, bruh, there were points there. There were points there. I'll tell you what, I am a much more patient human being after going into trading. Trading will show you who you really are.
That it will, Chad.
It will
That
show you who you really. You think you're a good, calm person. Yeah. I'll let you know, broski. I'll let you know. I'm waiting on gold for that daily R1 level. I want to see what happens there. We had, that was a major level of resistance earlier. So I'm looking for that to act as support. Would be a good point to add a small little position there. Just a young little grub.
Tell us if you add the readers chat also want to jump in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying now.
Can you stick up trading to half full of the Sabari's petrol tank? That thing was a mission.
Little Scooby.
That thing child petrol. US30. The thing is, guys, I'm not going to expect a big move on US30 because we got the big move.
Yeah, we got the big move
already. If I said to guys, that was already 115 pips. If you even just went to the key level, I mean, Chad, that's 610 pips. I mean,
that's you're asking for a lot past that, eh?
Yeah. So having a move like that today, I don't think you're gonna get much out on those pairs. So that's why I'm kind of a little bit focused on gold.
What's your bias on gold?
I am still bullish, but we do have this key area it can bounce off where we've had a lot of rejection in past history.
Yeah, that daily R1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. Cool.
So I want to see once we have a bit more of a pullback. Do we find support or do we fail the support and then the idea that we could have a potential pullback before we continue even more bullish?
Hundo P, same plan. I would not be opposed to a deeper pullback, if I'm being honest. I would not be opposed to that. That would be nice. I was a little bit too conservative on the positions I added yesterday. I feel like I need to full send this bad boy. Maybe I should sell a kidney. Get that A6 tomorrow. Actually, I think my VF salary should have reflected today. I mean, just put the whole thing in there.
Donald Trump did not wake up in a good mood today. Hey. Shadow, you're right. Highball, very quiet today. A lot of the guys were trying to maybe fade us here this morning. That did not work.
Were they buying?
That did not work.
Were they buying US 30? Yo, brutalized before you arrive. Rooks, do it for the plot, man. Do it for the plot. Let us enjoy ourselves.
Solar flares arrive. Buildings collapse. Only a few will survive. The world as we know it will no longer be there. Water is gone. A new era has begun.
Oh, Keek, that's an interesting question. What's one lesson you learned that changed your trading career, and one lesson in trading that you carried on into real life?
Yo. Sorry, I was going to reply to this quickly. I think. Oh, so one lesson that I learned that changed my trading career, and one lesson trading has taught you to carry into your everyday life. I'm honestly gonna say, so the one lesson I'm gonna say that basically changed my trading career was, again, that idea of you've got to learn to be satisfied. So being satisfied in the idea that we always say, for example, in trading, less is more. Now, what I mean by this is, for example, literally what we're preaching today, like, should I take another trade when I already had a monster day and call it a day? Because you have a very good day. Even now, for example, if I take a loss 3 days in a row next week, one loss each day, it's going to take me 3 days of consecutive losing just to even be break even after today's now. Or do I potentially try force another trade today to potentially win, but I could lose, giving risk back, and you start to sacrifice. And the more, because the more and more you trade, the more you actually put your capital at risk. And I think that was something I had to learn. That's what I think anyone would tell you, if you go back to the original streams, even then when I was full time, but when we were on the streams already then, how much more I was trading to how little or less trades I take now. And then the one lesson trading has taught me to take over into everyday life is, I think, again, never, I'm going to say don't, it's a mix of two. So I don't know how, I'm just trying to think how would I phrase them into one. And I think that would be the idea of, again, always counting your blessings. So in the idea, the same aspect with trading is that we always say never forget the value of a dollar. So again, why I say it's kind of the mix of the two is you have your blessings that you have through trading, but again, don't forget the value of a dollar. So for example, when we have a trade today, and so what I said to Chris is, let's take this USD trade here. So I took this trade obviously on one of my funded accounts, and the thing is, guys, being real and raw with you guys, the minute we hit this kind of little bit, so that's what you'll see, it was a 3.49. When we hit this little bit of consolidation, it had the pullback, it's still held there, it popped down. Then this candle actually popped up a little bit, and once it popped down again, I closed over there. Now the reason I closed there was because I was like, if this is battling, we obviously are at Asia lows, this thing could fail and go back. So I closed over there. Obviously it went up, and then there came the volume. But when I closed over here, it was really like just over $3,000 trade. Now, yes, you sat there for some time and all this stuff, and yes, it's the skill, and yes, it's that, but we forget the idea of, in one day, you take a trade that you make $3,000, and it's the idea of thinking back into this and going, at my age, how long would I have to study to have a certain degree, to have paperwork behind my name, to have a job that let alone can pay me $3,000 a month?
Yeah.
And then that's a month work of physical labor, of grafting, and I do that in a day. And it's the idea of just sitting back and remembering, you count those things and be grateful for what you do. And the thing is, when it comes to that, and now why I say this, because it flows into everything else. And when you start, I want to say, behaving in that manner, you're going to start behaving in that manner of saying, you stop taking the little things for granted in life every day. Now, it's the same thing, a stupid example. Now, it's not about the idea of gift giving and all that, but it's the thoughts. And this is what Chris and myself always say, we love Bonang. He is one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. The whole story behind that jacket is, guys, when he flew down to surprise us here, he literally wore that jacket on the day we shot the podcast. And we made the comment to him, it's a flippin' nice jacket. He went out of his way to surprise us by getting us the same jacket and surprising us
Oh,
with
that's
matching
nice.
jackets.
Oh, that's nice, man.
And it's the thing of, it's not an idea of, for example, that Chris and myself can't go buy it. It's not, it's an idea of, you know, you took note of something that we said we liked something. You wanted to treat us, whatever the case was, and you got us a jacket. And it's a thing of people mistreat all of those little things of when people do something for you. I mean, a perfect example of it, and that's why we have it at home, we have it in the office, is Nizam and Amina. They made us our cups, our one US City cups of the opening bell, and then we have the other ones that are here. And then we also have the other ones they made us of the mentor cups with all of our most like sayings and stuff on the cups. And those things are there. We genuinely use them. We genuinely love them. And I think doing those type of things is really, really crazy. So I think the biggest thing, which again, where the trading changed things for me, is don't let it run away with you. Even when you start making the money, when you start doing these things, don't let it run away from you. Because I think, and we actually had this conversation with friends last night, I always say this, and there's nothing wrong if you had a very good life or a very easy life, but people that had to walk through shit and had all the crap to deal with, when they start getting to the good stuff, they enjoy life so much more. Because, for example, let's say someone that never had a place to live, maybe someone that lived on the streets. If you give them a 1-bedroom apartment, bro, they will be the happiest person on the planet, because they know what it was to have nothing. And I think that's what a lot of traders, and even let's say businessmen, people forget, is when that money does start to come your way, they forget what it was to not have anything, and it takes away from it. And that's where people start losing friends, they start doing this. And so I think, as you always say, the whole idea of that, the traders thing of never forget the value of $1, be satisfied, and keep counting your blessings, because shit, bro, the shit could be gone tomorrow. Now I know that was a bit of a long example, but 3,000 USD at Dharma key and done for the month. Trading taught me not to overcome by fear of failure, fear of success, fear of missing out, fear of losing money. But trading has helped me overcome fear, because like Ed said, let's go. Keegan's making me emotional. Amina Nizam, legends, they really are.
No, they really are.
Knowing Keegan on a personal basis, the more profitable he's become in trading, the more humble he's become. So big ups to you, brother. Hey, Carl, it means a lot, my brother. Carl's been at day one with me, guys. Literally known him since primary school together. I think we were talking about the other day on stream when we had our little biker gang. Used to ride our BMXs to primary school. Me and Carl was one of the guys. Carl's... we've come a long way together. Ed, but while we wait here, bro, while we're waiting for the markets to do something, I want to give you that same question. So what would your answers be?
Okay. So one thing that helped my trading the most, I think, is learning to be patient, and like just wait for a good entry. And if you don't get one, you didn't get one, leave it alone. And then not to be greedy. I think, which is funny because right now I'm investing in gold and swinging for the fences. But I was chatting with Chris and I realized, listen, with the amount of like break evens I'd gotten for a certain period of time, if I had just gone 1:1s, I would have made a freaking fortune. If I had just taken the low hanging fruit and just run with that. So like learning how to just be like, again, what you like really relate to what you're saying. Learn to be satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, listen, that move is enough. Take your win, walk away. Brilliant entry, brilliant trade. Just be happy with what it was and take it. And then something that's taken into my real life is I am a lot more patient in my real life now. Like, I'm very slow to lose my shit. I'm very patient with people. I'm very gracious, because like I think trading has like taught me how to like listen, like don't react immediately. Like soak up whatever the situation is. Think about it. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't need an immediate reaction from you. Take some time to think about what you want to do next, what you want to say next.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've become a lot more. I've become a lot more patient in my real life as a result of trading.
Hey, there you have it, Chad. There you have it. Look, mom's no hands. Look, mom, no. Oh my bro, Chad, that was the funniest thing. So what Carl's talking about is, again, go back to the BMX days. we obviously riding. This is not to the point we started to do tricks and we're doing all this stuff with our BMXs.
Oh dear.
And our
no.
mate Josh was one of those typical guys, and he was like, no checker, no hands, nothing. And he lost control. I think it was the tire
no.
pivoted and he went over the top. Teeth out of his mouth.
Oh.
Oh, bro, it was classic.
Oh, shame.
He's your legend, true words. Hey, appreciate it, my brother. Much love. Like they say, money don't change people; it just enhances the person's character. That's where it's always been there.
Yeah, I've been saying I am ready for the good Lord to test me. test me with wealth. Let me see who I am.
Nah, Chad, but to be real, that's why I always say it, and I always say, you know what, it was a blessing, and we always talk about it. We actually spoke about Imbonang's stream in podcast, so you guys will see it there as well. But God always does things for a reason, and Chris, I'm a firm believer, came into my life at the right point with reasoning. He was there when I was doing well. I met him when I was doing well. And then I went through my difficulties. I went through what happens when you start making a shit ton of money at a very young age and you have not a clue what to do with it. And before you look at it, you nearly bankrupt yourself. And having someone that could be there to pick me up to do everything, who's walked the walk that I want to walk, was very helpful. And we always say, so he puts people in your life at the right times. And I'm a very firm believer. Again, if you that don't know, obviously the story of how me and Chris met, we're a firm believer that was not by irony or anything like that. He made those paths meet up however it had to, but he found the way to have us land up to meet each other. And again, it goes back to this whole thing, guys, where I'll always say I take my hat off. As much as Chris is a brother, a friend, a business partner, a mentor, he really is a mentor to me. I do look up to the guy. As humble as we all know Cribber is, he has done very, very well for himself, guys. And as we talk about, like the guys say there, money's not going to change you. And he's a firm believer, or not a firm believer, he's a perfect example of that. Money does not change people. I think people know Chris does well, but again, they don't know exactly how well he's done. And again, they don't need to know. It's not there. The teacher is teaching me to understand the entry based on analysis and not barcode over a range. Need to get out of those bad habits I developed. Thank you, sweet brew. Just quickly, guys, before we carry on, USD, as I said, I want to see at least this yearly pivot being tested. So USD, I'm not going to take anything else there. And gold, yes, we get the pullback, but this is a little bit of a no man's range because we came so close to this daily R1. I don't want to take it there. Yes, we know the rule of buy the first pullback. And this is a nice pullback that's kind of taken out some little lows. But again, the fact you're so close to a major support level, I don't want to be buying there. So just a quick update before we carry on with everything else.
Keeks Terran saying bye.
Oh. How did you meet Keegan?
And Carla saying bye.
So how we met was, at the time, Caitlin was working at a property agency, and very, very, a horrific job. The people were complete arseholes. They treated her like shit. And it's not the big ones. It's not like Urimax and that. I will say it's not them. But it was one of them. I'm not going to name names here though, but people that know her will know. And they were complete arseholes. Till today, if I had to see them, I will smack those people. But it obviously taught her lessons. But going off track now. So she was applying for a job and she went through a recruitment agency. And as I say, I'm full-time trading at this time. I'm at home. I just take her to work, come back, make my coffee. I'm still in my pajamas, sit on my PC, and I trade. And she goes there. So she gets hold of this place, and it's for some other company. I can't even remember what the name was. It was Afri something. So she still did her research on the company, did all these things, gets a little bit of a short film and shortlisted. Has a Zoom meeting with Chris, and it's Chris who's obviously doing the company. And then it's just to chat about everything, and he says, no, cool, gets another shortlisted to where now he's got to meet her in person. So takes her to go, I take her to still go to the meeting for coffee and that where they meet up and everything. Chats to him, cool, listen, no, she's got the job, she's going to start whenever. Awesome. But when she got to the place, it was a case of that the in-person meeting. It was a case of she's prepped herself, she's ready for this job interview, and he turned around. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold on." He's like, "Okay, that's one of my other companies, but that's not what you've been interviewed for." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "But that's the email. That's the company." She's, "Oh, they maybe made a mistake. That's not my other companies. You've been interviewed for Vault Markets." And she's like, "Vault Markets?" She's like, "Yeah, it's a brokerage." And she's like, "Oh, no, I know what Vault Markets is." And she's like, "How do you know?" So she's like, "My boyfriend's a full-time trader." And obviously, Chris is now, we opening the broker. Yeah, we're doing this. So we need to start reaching out to the traders in PE. So he's like a perfect thing of, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, your boyfriend, like, I'd like to meet him then." And it was the same thing of, okay, like, all his friends are full-time traders. So she can introduce you to all of them. Funny enough, the week before I go to the office, so Kate's been going there, but I'm still busy. I don't go meet Chris. I land up racing this BMW M340 through Lovemore Heights. For those that are in PE.
That is hilarious.
Racing this car all the way, bumper to bumper. We with each other through the bends, all the way through Lovemore Heights. Till we figure out we're both pulling in at the estate. And again, I just see the car, we give a hoot, and we carry on with our lives. To then I meet, when I go to the offices to meet it, there's this M340 outside, and it's Chris that I bump into. So literally the fact we were like racing each other the week before, and then I meet him. And again, it's just an idea of Kate went to a job interview, which wasn't for the job she wanted, not knowing it was then going to be a broker. The broker needing to kind of extend itself out, so Chris needed to meet new traders, then landed up meeting me, all of this stuff. And again, it's the whole idea of people that don't know Chris and myself. When we started, Han was with us, and Han and Chris were actually going to start the streams. I was the one who's saying, "Bro, I just became full-time a few months ago. I have my freedom. I don't want to freaking give my freedom up. Have to come into an office, do this shit." Like, I wasn't keen. And it was going to be Han and Chris. And then funny enough, they backed, Han was the one who kind of was just like, "Nah, actually, no, not for me." And me and Chris just clicked. And I was the one who was always at the office. I'd drop Kate and then not actually leave and just be there. Till eventually, for those that know, I had my laptop there. Then I had my own little spot in the office. And eventually it became the birth of 2Gs. And yeah, the rest is history. True Keys, I don't think there's a chance that I found the 2Gs 1 month into starting trading. You and your community have been awesome, a blessing. Happy Project G member. Hey, my brother, I'm so glad to have that.
Yes, sir. Well done.
We met on Tinder. I've been with 2Gs for a week now, and a major knowledge I've gained from you guys. So glad I joined the group. Hey, Peter, I'm so glad to have you on board, brother. Also, the 2Gs 1 year so far. Who won the race? It would have been interesting. I'm going to say it's a tie. We're going to, and I think Chris will tell you the same thing. If you guys have been in Lovemore Heights, there's a lot of speed bumps. So every time one of us were getting to the point, so I was in front. But every time if he did eventually try to get me anywhere, then there's a speed bump and we have to brake. And then I could unpull him or whatever the case was. So it was that very back and forth. But I think it would be maybe a different story if we ever went straight. That is divine intervention, Keegs, 100%. I've been with you guys for a couple of weeks, and I'm glad I joined the group. Glad to have you on board. And now Keegan has banned scams on Discord. TD's definitely been my blessing. While there's beautiful Keegan, God works in mysterious ways. It's crazy, guys. It really is. But it's like I said, it's those little things that is a blessing. But again, it's the community, guys. I think we're going a little bit off topic here with the whole trading. I know there's probably some guys being here like, "Hey, can this man shut up? We want to trade." But as I said, I am monitoring, but there's no trades.
Still waiting for that entry.
But it's really been a blessing, guys. Chris and myself, again, the podcast. I know I keep giving you little snippets here, but we spoke about the idea where, as I say, even someone like Chris, for those that don't know his whole background and all this, but someone like Chris, he said, if you had to tell me 2 years ago he would be where we're sitting in our own studio, our own building, in our own one of our 3 studios, having a podcast with other great, amazing traders, with a community that's almost 20,000 strong. We're going to say 20,000 because I know we're going to get there. And just the fact we've been able to have meetups, we've been able to do all these things. And in the space of 2 years, now if you guys, just to give you an idea, and why we always say, guys, we are truly so grateful for it. And we always say it's a blessing. We wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't have built this community without you guys. But the reason we say this is when Chris and myself did start 2Gs, and again, the man's not here. You guys can message him and ask him. Even ask him when he's on stream again next week. Ask him, because I'll be in Cape Town. He'll be, and ask him, Chad, and he'll tell you this exact thing. We said when we start 2Gs, and we looked at each other and we said, bro, we know we're traders in this and business stuff. Business is different. Give the business at least 3 years to get off the ground. 3 years to get off the ground. And if we at least stable, we're not making a loss every month, then we sort it. Then we've done well. We've at least been able to survive for 3 years. And the amount of growth 2Gs has had, that we are just, I'd say, over the 1.5 year mark. And look at this community, guys. You guys are incredible. It's literally, we don't have words for it. That is why we always say it. We literally basically halfway into what our goal was for surviving, and we thriving because of you guys. So really that is why we make it a thing. We want to give back. We want to do these things because it's the same part. You guys still were, yeah. Otherwise it would have always just been Chris, myself, and Mo talking to each other on a stream. So thank you for you guys always backing us and believing in us. TG's radio, sheesh. Kenya's watching in millions. Carl Bestley's been doing an awesome job. I'll never forget, Jonathan came to me at work 2 years ago and telling me about these trading streams he knows about that I should watch. Since they've been here, super grateful. Fabs,
that's awesome.
Fabs, I know, has been a day one. I think, Fabs, you were with us from day one when Project G started. So Fabs also being one of the OGs here. Not there yet, but I'll get there, Kian. 20K incoming, 100%, bro, 100%.
Yeah,
we will
boy.
manifest it.
Yeah, boy. 24-hour stream coming in when we hit that.
I'm not gonna say, we still do the giveaways for Cape Town, Joburg. I think we're gonna do something every time when we do our next meetups. We're gonna do something in person with that meetup group, just so that we give to you guys as well. But PE, I promise you guys, we're telling you, on that 20K in the 24-hour stream, we are going to be doing some giveaways out and about. So if you guys know, you guys are going to literally be able to stream snipe us. So if you know we're going to be on stream and you know, hey, they're going to Warmer Park, go to Warmer Park and we're going to do a little takeover.
There'll be
we'll do some give outs for you guys.
There'll be some fun things for you guys. That's going to be exciting. I'm keen for that.
A very, very big one for us this year, for those that don't know. It's also a little bit of a proud moment. We actually wanted to wait a little bit for it, but we'll give you guys some insight. The few 160 of you that are still around here, especially again the PE people. And I'm grateful, Chris. As I say, it's still a business thing, and he's allowing us as a business to partner and do it. My family has grown up in the biking industry. My uncle's been the president of the Midnight Club here in PE for years. Since I can even remember he was on a bike, he's been the president of Midnight. And for those that don't know, Midnight hosts every single year the annual Toy Run Rally, which is a massive thing. So we've grown up around that when we were kids, packing these toys, the boxes, the sweets, going to the parties with the teddies and all this stuff with the little kids. And it is amazing to say that after everything we've done now for this year, 2Gs will officially be one of the main headlining sponsors for the Toy Run. We will let you guys know when it is all done and it is on the posters and it is there. But it is just being real and raw with you guys. That for me was a special moment. Growing up in my family, being able to do that and being able to have the platform we have and what we've built to sponsor something like that, which goes to a good cause. It's going to the kids. And to know we can be there. So again, when the time comes, it's still very far away, but when the time comes, our PE family, those of you that are out here in GQ, I am going to ask a lot of you guys to come pull up there, support. Again, it's going to a good cause, guys. It's going to the children, the future of our country. And we will have lots of prizes and some giveaways we're going to do there for you guys. Trader party at Mavericks in case.
Hey, not without me. Not without me.
Can I visit for the 24-hour stream, bro? We will have the Chad in here with us. We will do some G's versus Chad. Some G's versus Chad games. I think that'll be quite interesting.
Ooh, that is yes.
Some FIFA games, maybe some beer pong. We'll do some fun activities where if you guys can go head to head against us.
Nah, Chad, it's gonna be fun.
Nah, we're gonna go big for this next 24-hour. One thing I like about this channel: real trading, real profits and losses, no funny stuff. 100%.
Yes, sir.
2 G's, and only if you're good at FIFA. Stream snipe the G's.
Just to make sure you're aware, your US 30 levels hit, eh?
Yeah, I'm just watching it now. I want to see the rejection of it or not.
Cool.
Is gold going bullish? Yes, okay, then that's what we want to see, because we want to obviously see if gold's going bullish, US 30 still goes. Because keep in mind, guys, that I don't like the NASDAQ. Yes, we know NASDAQ is leading, but keep in mind, NASDAQ still does have a gap to fill. So that is the case there.
Ooh, I missed that.
NASDAQ never closed its gap yet.
Ooh, Chad. Opportunity.
So very, very interesting stuff there. Chad, but I'm not going to lie to you. The more I'm looking at it, and I mean, just we're having such a lack of chat here, I don't think I'm even going to force a trade today. The trade definitely could be here, but I'm not going to execute on it. If this 5-minute rejects 100%, that would be game time. You go for this, yeah. You can even use that previous weekly low, so a very tight stop that looks tight, but it's not. That's freaking 50 pips.
You joke, really?
But yeah, that's
no, really.
That is 50 pips there, bro. A nice tight stop like there. Nah, that closure. If this thing flips bearish again, go for it, and literally target the lows as your first TP. But I'm not gonna execute on it, guys. We had a very, very choppy week, and to have it end off very nicely, I think that's great there. Sick leave income for the 24-hour stream. Hey, Kavisa, bro, after the way Keeks played Miles, I think not. Well, Fob, same, yeah. Chad, obviously, I'm not going to try to force anything then. We do have some places to be, some things to do. Ed, any closing remarks from your side, my brother?
Now, listen, the major move on indices happened already. There might be a little bit something if you're feeling patient and you want to extend your Friday. But as for me, I'm happy with how the week's gone. Very, very keen on the little gold swing I'm in right now. We're in a good spot, so I'm not going to force anything. Monday is a new week. We still have 7 months left of this year. Let's not pretend like this is the only trade you will ever catch in on. There'll be more trades to come. So, yeah, Chad, it's been a lacquer week, and hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.
There we go. That's beautiful stuff there, Chad. Ed, as always, thanks for joining me, my brother. Chad, I think we might have spoke your ear off a little bit, yeah. But it's just the reality, guys. As I said to you, I can't go and say, hey, that's my thing I learned about trading. I'm going to go machine gun, yeah. We had a massive trade. Some guys, as I said, 600 pips. And that's not even the full range. That was just a realistic TP. 600 pips in profit. Why do you need to take another trade right now? It's Friday. Go enjoy with your family. Go enjoy your profits. Enjoy yourself. And Chad, I'm going to see you guys for one more stream next week. 2 technically if I am in London for Monday. Then Tuesday afternoon, we jet off to Cape Town. So I'll be in Cape Town again, guys. Miss 25, very, very excited to be there. So for those of you that are there, definitely come pull in. Would love to always meet some of you guys, hang out a little bit. We do whatever we want to do. If we go grab some drinks with some of the chat afterwards, we do that. It's about being real and raw. I don't need to go hang out with some other lame traders who wanted to show me how much money they make every single day, and they do this and do that, and I don't give a shit. We want to be with the community. We want to be with you guys. So definitely come pull in there at FMIS. Let's meet up with you guys and have a jolt. But Chad, we'll see you guys then. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't go give back those profits. It was an amazing winning day today on gold, on USD, whatever you're on. Over a very choppy week to end off the way we did. Chad, that is a win in my side.
Yes, sir.
So enjoy yourselves. We're going to see you guys next time, baby. Peace and love, Chad.
Cheers, Chad.
Cheers.
down to the B side.